Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful day on the plains of Colorado. If you're new here, my name is Doyle, this is my garage, and I hope to earn your subscription today. So if you follow along at all with this channel, you'll know at some point in the past I picked up my van that I had previously, and I decided to part with it because it was just too far gone for me to try to bring back to the standards of what it used to be. So with that being said, I had to go get another vehicle, and I did. And if you look behind me, the barn where the race car usually is empty. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to set you guys up, and I'm going to go attempt to start it, and then we'll drive it into here, because this is where it's needing to be worked on anyways. And then we will discuss what the plans are with it. So let's do this. What's better than owning one 460 big block? Owning two of them. Alright, so I picked this guy up off the old Facebook. I sold my van to go acquire it. It's leaking water because it's sitting at an angle like this, and it was like this. Freaked me out for a minute. But it's an 86 standard cab, long bed, Dana 60 axles, 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive. It has Granny 4-speed in it. And the only reason I bought it was because of this big block. So there is a lot of stuff in here that needs to change. This is the same exact long block as the race car. Same crank, same connecting rods, same pistons, same heads, same valve springs. This does not have a camshaft in it. Mine has a camshaft in it. This does have an extremely old MSD 6A box that they are running a coil with, and they are running it off of the white cord for anybody that knows what MSD stuff is. And then this one would be your key on. So I don't like this, and I don't like this, so both of these are going in the trash can. And the reason that it has the super ghetto fuel can on top of it is because the fuel system in this thing is completely junk. So first thing at hand, so I'm going to get this air cleaner off of here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to start doing. All of this has got to go, and some of this has got to go. So I'm going to go inside and shut the water off for the fish, and then I'll come out here and pull the air cleaner and show you what we got going on underneath there. Alright, I'm back, and I have removed the first part that is not going back on the truck. Let me have a little discussion with you real quick. Now this is going to be almost exactly like the race car. Now, the race car is a race car, and this is the truck, so there's got to be some subtle differences. This will have the same exact ignition as the race car. That box is way older than the one in the race car, but it will have an HEI distributor, it'll have a Blaster 2 coil, it'll have everything exactly the same. This also has emissions. Mine came with emissions. I'm not playing that game. I am registering it away from emissions so that I don't have to deal with that. So all of that needs removed. So let me turn you around and show you some of the struggles that I went through when I did mine, because it sucked, and I'm glad I know what I'm doing now, because it's going to make it much easier. So underneath the air cleaner hides a single inlet Holley 4-barrel, and it is sitting on top of a base. See the base? It's got the EGR out of the back of it. Okay. Well, there is an open channel in this EGR right here. So that if you take this plate off of here, it's just open. And there's nothing to seal it. So I went on the search for an adapter way back in the day, like over a year ago. And that adapter is over here. See how it's got that chingadera right there? Okay. See the chingadera there? See the chingadera there? Think you feel me? Okay. But I was like, yes, this is gonna be awesome. It showed up, and it looks like spread bore on the back. And this is the intake off of the race car that I just pulled. And you can see very clearly that is not spread bore. So it fits over the chingadera there. But you end up with really horribly, like I could fit my whole finger on that. Mix match ports. So this gets the fuck out of my face because it's junk. I went and made a piece of tin and I cut it out. I traced that and I cut it out. I literally siliconed it to this. Like, this is just a fucking piece of tin plate that's silicone to the intake, and it's glued on this edge. So now this chingadera is covered, and you can take a regular ass gasket, set it on top of there, and now it's sealed. So already did this intake. Not redoing it on that, because you gotta like file the inside out and file the outside out, and then I had to take it to the car wash. It was a whole big deal. Not doing that. This intake is going on this truck. Now on top of that, if you just take that carburetor and stick it on top of that intake with nothing, the linkages are gonna hit. That's why I have a big spacer. That's why that's a spacer. Okay, you feel me there? So this is gonna need a spacer of some sort. Now I'm going to buy a 2-inch spacer, just like the race car. But instead of it being open, it's going to have 4 holes in it. So it'll be down. Okay, it won't just be open. It's still going to be the way it was supposed to be set up. 4 holes makes more torque. Open makes more horsepower. And I got that from Richard Holdner for anybody that wants to tell me that I'm wrong. But either way. Now, on top of that, the fuel system is junk in this thing. So I'm not going to fight with that either. From the research that I have done, down behind this block-off plate right here, I still need to pull some stuff to get to it, obviously. There is supposed to be a fuel pump eccentric on the front of this camshaft, regardless if it had a mechanical fuel pump or not. Now, if it doesn't, it's not that big of a deal. It's $15 for an eccentric, but you got to pull the water pump and the crank and the harmonic balancer and the timing cover, and it's a shit show. So I'm really hoping that that's in there, because then we're going to put a mechanical fuel pump in. And on that mechanical fuel pump, there's going to be regular rubber line, because I don't have to run this thing through tech, and it's not a race truck. And we will route that wherever we can, away from the headers. Yes, this thing has headers. No, I'm not putting them on the Vic. It will be routed back, and it will come into the toolbox that I'm going to firmly mount to the bed. I found a 17-gallon fuel cell that fits in here with the lid closed with room to spare. So the fuel fitting will come out down there in the corner, and then it'll go down into the mechanical fuel pump, and then up into the carburetor. So, same idea as the race car. Fuel cell, mechanical fuel pump, super simple. You guys getting the drift here? Okay. This coil, it's not my favorite. I don't really like barrel coils. This can go in the trash. This can go in the trash. All this old fuel line stuff can go in the trash. All of this can go in the trash. All of these lines and shit can go in the trash. And it can just get cleaned up. There should only be this hose right here that comes off the brake booster, comes down. This needs to come to the back of the Edelbrock carb. And pretty much everything else back there gets deleted. There is a hose. Can you see it? A metal hose right there. That comes out and you make block off plates for it. So the goal is just to get this thing super clean and easier to work on and more reliable. I'm going to take the stock fuel tanks out of it, all the stock fuel pump wiring, all of it. It had 2 tanks, so I had a switch in the middle. All of the wiring, all of it. I'm just going to delete that entire circuit from the truck. It sometimes starts on the key. Most of the time you have to start it on the button. This is going to need a painless wiring harness. This truck did not come with AC. Was not ordered with it. So it's heater only. That should make things super easy. Hoping to get that fuel gauge to work with the fuel cell. That's pretty much it. Like, the exhaust is going to stay exactly the same as it is now. I'm going to leave a mechanical fan on it because truck life. This fitting right here has got a little loose. Like, other than that, it's just cleaning it up. Oh, this is the intake gasket and valley pan that I pulled off of the race car. Huh? 0 damage, came off clean because it's been on there like 6 months. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm just going to use this. So that should save me some money. And then I got a carburetor inside. That'll save me some money. That intake. Yeah, just try and do this on the cheap. On the cheap. So that'll probably be it for this. And I will catch up with you guys soon. Next time you guys see this thing, I'll actually be working on it. But I gotta go catch up on other projects and make money to buy parts for this thing. So all of this is gonna come out too. This is a CDI, I think, control box. Bullshit. And this is cruise control. Cruise control comes out too. Used to have a trailer brake in it because that says trailer brake relay. Or it's wired to something else. I don't know. But that's okay. We'll get her figured out. So this will probably get the same charging system as the race car just because I know that system. I'm not exactly sure where the fucking voltage regulator is in this thing. It should definitely have one of those. There's the alternator. And it should have... Oh, it's got an internal voltage regulator on the back of it. I'm okay with that too. That works for me. Probably get changed to GM1 wire at some point, but not right now. Alright, y'all. That's my new project. Same shit, different vehicle pretty much. Building this one for torque and not horsepower like I built the race car, but other than that, they're going to be exactly the same. We're going to use the same parts. This will be on the same setup that I just pulled off of the fucking race car. I intend to have this for the wife and I for when we get stuck in snow. Like, I got 3-foot snow drifts out here. I'm going to put 33s on it. Should fit fine, not rub, completely stock. Yeah. I'll tow the race car with it eventually, and if something happens at the racetrack, or something goes down on the race car, and I need to make next round, if this is set up the exact same way, I can go out and pull the parts off of it, fix my car, get done running, worst case scenario, load the car on the trailer, take the parts off, put it back on this, and then go home. So, hopefully it's a backup plan to a backup plan to a backup plan. But That's what I sold the van for. The van is gone. She is going to be scrap metal, and I don't care whose feelings I hurt. That thing is destroyed. There wasn't a single straight panel on it, and I wasn't gonna sit there and do 40 hours worth of body work on every single piece of it to try and get it to come back straight. So I just tossed it. I took the loss. I lost about $1,000 on it, but that's okay. So look how pretty she is. All right, y'all. Have a good day and God bless. I will talk to you later. Get out there and wrench on something. Make stupid decisions. Buy stupid vehicles. Go buy a big block. Why not? Bye!